Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the sponsor of this channel. And I appreciate you guys for coming. The sponsor of this channel is Silk City Hot Sauce. That is correct. It is Jeff from Silk City Hot Sauce, who I interviewed in a podcast. He was a phenomenal guest, and it was great to get to know him because I have tried his products personally. Silk City Hot Sauce is located in southern Vermont, where they use the freshest ingredients possible from a farm that, no joke, is literally down the road. That is one reason that I love everything they do, because they make sure they have the best ingredients possible. I love hot sauce. I put it on absolutely everything. There is no exception to the rule. Trust me. I'm former U.S. Army military police, and as you know, any veteran can tell you, food in the military is not the best. So I gained my love of hot sauce through that very means. So when you go to silkcityhotsauce.com, you can go and you can find all sorts of different hot sauces here. I love it. I have tried several of these personally. I have tried the Dragon. I have tried this is one I want to try, and I'm going to be trying very soon because I love ghost peppers. Absolutely. They have hot syrup. They have maple syrup that has a bit of a spicy kick to it. And the one that I've tried personally is Nightmare. That's right, Nightmare. A guest of this channel, Chrissy Mayer, has her own hot sauce, and it is delicious. I love how Jeff makes sure that, as an old school comic book fan, he puts all those comics into his artwork. I love it. Now, if you go to the website and you go ahead and purchase something, which I highly recommend you do, use the promo code Legion. That's right, promo code Legion for 15% off. And I hope you enjoy it because it is something that I will continue to use. I will continue to order from them. They have great prices, great products. I appreciate all of you. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the broadcast. See ya. Well, now that lovely introduction and advertisement is done, welcome to episode number 3 of the Phoenix Legion podcast. Thank you for coming back, Nadine. I'm glad that you decided to do this with me. We were gone last week. That's definitely partly my fault. And unfortunately won't be able to do it next week because I have family coming into town. So maybe we can do it. Maybe we can try to figure out maybe an earlier night or something if that works for you. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not gonna push it. So how has your week been? Has it been fun, entertaining?
Oh, just grand.
Yeah.
just life pretty much, and it's the end of January, so not really much going on.
Yeah, it's
cold.
Well, it's been a little cold here in Florida. I'll admit. It's definitely been chilly. I mean, I kind of like it, but that's just me. I don't know. Everybody else kind of freaks out. They're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
So
I'm not a fan of cold weather.
How was your Vegas trip?
Fun. Yeah, it was a good time. It wasn't like exactly what I expected it to be, because I told my friends, I was like, the Travel Channel's made it seem like some of these things were way bigger than they actually were.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's not as fantastic as I thought it would be, but that's okay. It was still a fun time.
I think the majority of Vegas is just like gambling and stuff for most people. I think that's what the majority of them go. And I think the landmarks are more for like kids, because I've been there multiple times when I was younger with my parents, and it seems like, like the touristy stuff is for kids. Everybody else is just like old people. Yeah, old people gambling. So I want to start a new segment here when we first kick it off. It's going to be basically some of the entertainment that we find on the lovely Twitter. Different comments that I experienced through the week, or maybe a funny video. And so I had two options. I could have picked the creepy person who decided to call me the Fuhrer of darkness or something like that, of their misery. I don't know, something weird. And I was like, I don't know, that's a little much. I mean, I was laughing, but it was really creepy. So I think we need to maybe actually do one of the funny clips from last night from the stream. So giving credit to my friend R2, we are going to share this because I think it's definitely hilarious. And here we go. Yes, this is from last night. This is they like to take little snippets of funny stuff that happens, and this is one of them. Hold on. What in the R2? I want Tabitha to paint Ryan as his wrestling persona Swamp. It took me 3 times to read. I was like, wait, what in the yeah, that was just from last night. We I definitely kind of got clowned on that a little bit. It was funny because so I don't think I told you. Hey, Mr. Yeti's Place. Hey there. Hope you are both having a good night. We're having a great night. Hey, appreciate you stopping by and following me on Twitter. I haven't had a chance to follow you back. I just saw the notification, so I will remember to do that. Yeah, that was from last night's stream. Tabitha, she's actually a very, very good artist, and she had already kind of slipped out. I think at like 2:30, I gave or like 2:20, I gave I'm like, if anybody needs to leave, you can, because I kept trying to end it, but we kept having like an additional conversation, and so anyway, she left. But yeah, I actually wrestled for WWE NXT. And I don't think you knew that.
No.
Yeah, I'll see if I can dig up a photo. But the first thing I want your opinion on is this, because this is something that happened a couple weeks ago. I know you don't watch the news. You're not really big on, movie entertainment or gaming entertainment or even on really politics. And that's one reason I asked you to do this, because you're a normal, everyday person who goes to work. They mind the Nadine brought me here. First time watcher. Oh, look at that.
Oh, great.
See, she's the draw. That's why I brought her on. I had to bring on the looks. they're not coming for me. But no, anyway, this is a hot take from a couple weeks ago. And this is a personality on the new G4. It's about basically movies, reviews, gaming reviews, stuff like that. And the female host basically had a meltdown. So yes, I would like to see what you think about this.
So when this originally happened, and my gaming grievance was actually going to be about Red Dead Online. So the subreddit for Red Dead Online, I'm a huge Red Dead Online player. I love Red Dead Redemption 2. I think it's probably my favorite game of.
We're going to skip forward real quick because she's just talking about the game.
Red Dead Online, and that we need to have eventually about game design versus immersive experience and comparing the Red Dead Online multiplayer experience versus the solo player one. But I actually want to talk about something so much more important than Red Dead Online: sexism in gaming. In joining G4...
This is not where I thought we were going, but I'm here.
I have no idea.
I'm listening. Yeah.
Like, I have to ask, like, what do you think about like that, like literally jumping into that, like sexism in gaming?
It just didn't seem like it. Like, do anybody who makes comments like that, did they ever like have any transition into what they're saying about?
No, and that's
most of the time it's just like, I'm just gonna lead into talking about whatever, and then how about racism? And you're like, how about sexism? And you're like, wait, this had nothing to do with anything that you were saying.
No, there's no transition there. It makes no sense.
No.
Like and all
forced.
And trust me, it gets better. You're gonna love this. And like I said, I'm getting your opinion on this because this has been all over Twitter, all over YouTube. But
in joining G4, I was ecstatic to be part of something that I grew up watching as a child. But every time G4 is brought up in various channels, even in this YouTube channel, we have the chat in front of us. I can see you. Without a doubt, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous host. It's somehow
Talk to him, Frost.
it has somehow been expected that you can talk about how much you jerked off to women as a compliment.
That
It's
shit weird.
not a
It's
compliment.
weird.
It's dehumanizing and it's weird. Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
Hey, she cooking, y'all.
And that's just obvious sexism. You don't need to explicitly objectify women or declare that you hate women to be sexist. Just go ahead and check out Thorne's latest meltdown on Twitter for some spark notes. Now, here at XPlay, our reviews are written and produced by a team of people. There are too many games for one person to shoulder the burden. So we divide and conquer. And when we use language like we or I, that's the reviewer. That's coming from the mouth and experience of the reviewer reading that review. And that's not to say that Gerard, TBH, Adam, or myself don't contribute to the reviews. We absolutely do. But it'll always be in varying degrees and take a whole team behind us. That's why we're XPlay and not Adam Play. We have done the experiment and controlled for the variables. Adam will read a script written by the same writer that I will read the other half of the script for, but I'll be the one flamed. And yeah, it also happens to Gerard and TBH, but that doesn't discount the sexism of how it happens to me when it does. Both things can be true, that there is a general hatred of any change that isn't Adam, and that I'll receive special flame just for being a woman. And I wish I could turn the camera around so that you could see the incredible team that make XPlay. Half of our producers and writers are women. Emily, Abby, Megan, Joe, Jake, Zipper, Gabby. It goes on and on and on. Former writers that are now on ATOS like Vanessa. When you're in our DMs or on those YouTube comments or in Twitch chat right now, those reactionary threads thinking that I'm somehow ruining your current XPlay experience because you can't objectify me how you previously did to Morgan, or that I'm somehow less qualified to speak on something, but you can't quite put your finger on why, even though I'm reading the exact same script as Adam, but you have no problem with he's part of it. You're letting your unconscious biases ruin my day and you're gatekeeping the gaming space. So maybe for 2022, we be a bit nicer, a bit more self-reflective, and we enjoy the fact that people are working hard to make free content for you. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
Hey.
Okay, so the first part where she was like, women, I don't know exactly understand, like I can't say how she said it, but like women don't exist for you to like ogle or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the point? Like, isn't that how reproduction works? Right? Like
That's how
anyway,
biology
missing
works. I
something.
don't.
Is that like, it's not reproduction? What is it called? Like I don't know, just like attraction, like species
Well, yeah.
attraction, like
Yeah, I mean, sexual attraction is basically is a person recognizing, obviously, looks are part of it, but for both people, but the attraction continues because of pheromones that human beings produce. So if you meet someone and there's a continued attraction there, that means it's because you guys would make good kids, to further the human biological line. And it's just, I don't, the fact that she,
but then and then when she went off to basically just scold people's comments, like, like, I'm not gonna put up with whatever and stuff like that. Okay, but are you just mad that, like, I don't know I have no idea who this woman is. I have no idea but the way that she comes off is she's just mad that the girl that was on there before her was prettier.
Yeah, and I would agree.
That's what I get from it. And, I don't know. I mean, if she wants to get mad about it, or also, okay, so she had to have watched the show before she came on there, and she had to have seen the comments, and she had to know the audience. So, in knowing the audience of the show that you're going on, and then you're going to scold them for being the same audience that you already knew existed, it makes no sense.
I would 100% agree. And just to, Mr. Yeti's place says, I'm here now to ogle Ryan.
See?
You can ogle me all you want, dude. I don't give a crap. You can take all of it. If you like feet pics, I could do that too. I'll start an OnlyFans.
Yeah, just objectify him.
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody on the screen is okay with being objectified. What's funny is that when these people go on rants like this, and I am going to scroll back to find one weirdo.
Sorry, that was loud.
No, you're okay. I'm scrolling back to find the weirdo who basically was saying weird and just crazy stuff to me on Twitter, because it's one of those things, man. We really had a lot of comments last night on Twitter. I'll tell you what, man, there it is. There, yeah. Shout out to the weirdo for being weird. I mean, I definitely got some great laughs out of it. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I wouldn't even. It started out where like they were trying to like get at me. They're like I'm not. Oh, and they said they were defending this person they said they weren't defending the person we just watched. They were attacking me, and I'm like, okay, so you're attacking me
So
for.
you just change the way that you actually.
Yeah, which whatever.
Why do people like feel the need to change how like what words mean these days?
It's just a flip flop to make it sound like they're on top. I mean, at first it
Yeah.
was a verbal joust, but by the end of it was no. Look, here you go. I'll make it big. I want to call you Fuhrer, the Fuhrer of sadness. You will complete me.
What?
That's not a joke. That's not a joke. look at I'm gonna make it bigger again. The comment before that, it says, touch me with your hatred, show me the pure soul inside all of that hairy shuddering meat.
Okay.
Wow. And you can see me down below. I'm like, now that's entertaining. I'll tell you what.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, and this is what kicked it off. Let me scroll to the top. So she said in a tweet, she's like, I love when friends are like, be right there for games, then decide to do their taxes, laundry, dishes, and shower before joining the lobby you've been waiting in. And it's like, all right. So I put this out because she put an offer out to all the YouTubers that have made videos about her. I didn't make any videos about her, but I know that I follow some YouTubers and I've interacted with some YouTubers who have.
Okay.
So I said, so are we going to do, because I had reached out to her agent, she said, her talent agency. I said, are we going to do that interview? I told you I'm a neutral person who's made not one video about you, literally until tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, that's when this person jumped in and said, haha, like most women you come into contact with, I'm pretty sure she wants nothing to do with you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, okay. And then of course, we kind of verbally joust back and forth. And then of course, it gets pretty funny. It's like, whenever I engage with a chud, I looked at their profile just to poke fun at them. I could obviously see they were being satirical, but they took it seriously.
Yeah.
But this is where they say, oh, I'm not defending her, I'm attacking you. Big difference.
Big difference. Big difference, pal.
Yeah, like these people. I mean, by the end of it, they had me laughing. I have to be honest, and quite frankly, I actually said something about the live stream that I had going on, and by the end of it, I was like, you might find some entertainment in it. Stop by if you want to hate on me some more or something like that, or if you want to give me more attention. And they liked the tweet.
Oh my god!
It went from being like this. I'm like, you guys are doofuses. I just, one problem I have is like, I feel like anybody's is free to criticize somebody. That's, if you're going to be on the internet, you're going to get criticism. There's not
Mhm.
anybody who's going to be, you know, who's going to like what you say. You're going to get hatred. And that's just usually people projecting their own insecurities on you. And
Yeah.
on Twitter alone, I mean, that one guy who acted like a clown, and I'm not going to say what he said, but I was like, hold up, dude. Like, what is your problem? You know, and then of course we went back and forth, and I'm like, dude thought he bested me, and I was like, it's ridiculous. And that's kind of where I draw the line. You want to poke fun at me, that's cool. We can go back and
Right.
forth all day. I'm gonna laugh my ass off when you say something stupid. But I don't know. It's just nonsensical when you nitpick people over their looks. I have never nitpicked that woman from G4 over her looks. I don't care what she looks like.
Right.
I care that she says, you know, we're not here for your objectification, and I don't care what you think. And it's like, she basically saying peace is no different than doing this. I'm sorry, it's not. It's no different than giving the finger.
Yep.
I'm hearing a little reverberation.
I know, it just all of a sudden started.
Okay.
But the other one, were you talking about that one person who said something to me?
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah, I get that every once in a while, and I'm just like, okay, like, it doesn't bother me, but then on the same hand, I'm just like, what? And it's always like just rando people that just come out of nowhere, and I'm like, where did you come from? Like, why would you say that? So I kind of poke fun at it anymore. I'm just like, whatever. Like, what did I do? Oh, it was one of those like filters that makes you like bald. And I just look like my brother with makeup on. So it was funny. And then somebody commented, they were like, oh, it was up there and then it was gone.
Yeah, I just put up, yeah, well, because you're in the middle of something. I'll just read it real quick. Mr. Yeti says,
but
I agree with you both. Wish I could stay longer, but have to run for a bit. We'll watch later. Would love to talk about these topics with you one day. Have a great night. Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it.
But
yeah, so I'm just like, okay, so whatever. But it's just like, it's just rude, and I don't know. It is what it is. So I just poke fun at it every once in a while. Like yesterday, and it's funny because a lot of people don't pick up on a lot of the things that I say. And so I said it on my my live yesterday, but I had to get a second biopsy on my thyroid yesterday.
Oh no.
So I
You all right?
took the Band-Aid off, and I had like little holes here, but I also was watching the Interview with the Vampire, so I was like watching the book watching the whatever of my transition, but I meant to a vampire, but I also kind of tongue in cheek, you know.
Oh, I thought that would have been a perfect play on like saying that you were in transition or something. Be like, you're like, oh yeah, they can remove you part of your Adam's apple now or something. Like
exactly. I didn't do it as bad as I did last time, because last time I had it done too in like November. I had a bruise there and like nobody said anything, but a lot of people are like, I don't even really notice. I think if I put up a picture, nobody's like nitpicking, you know, different parts or whatever. But I just pick fun at it. I'm just like, whatever. It's not like stuff hasn't been said to me like when I was in high school and stuff, like, oh, you have man hands. Oh, your arms are so hairy. You're like a dude, or your back's so hairy. And, you know what I mean? Like, I've been through it all.
Yeah.
So I think if people think that they're going to get to me somehow, and I think a lot of times too, because people are probably like, she really can't be that nice. Like, how is she nice to people all the time on Twitter? And I'm like, but that's my thing. Like, some people were like, oh, you know, I didn't see any posts from you the past few days or whatever. Like, I'm just going through like some stuff, and I don't have it in me to like post fun things. I'm not doing anything fun. So yeah, but I'm nice. What are you gonna do?
Well, continue to be nice, because don't let Twitter ruin your stuff.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people like. You know, they're like, "Wow, you're so nice," and I'm like, "Good." Like,
it's called human.
That's what everybody needs, is some people to be nice, man.
Yeah, it's called Human Decency. You're
Exactly.
definitely getting a lot of reverberation. Hold on, let me see if I back you out of the stream, if that'll help, and bring you
Okay.
back in.
Is it better?
Let me see.
It's still crackling.
Yeah, let's see if you can back out of the studio and then enter back in. Sometimes that helps.
Just leave and come back.
Yeah, just leave
Okay.
studio, then click right back in. But it's just me now. That's right. And I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. God rest Meatloaf. God rest his soul. Moving forward, the next topic we're going to be taking a look at is going to be Apple. And I'll bring her up to speed. Literally, I'm not going to start the topic without her. Apple is, and there she is. Jump her back in. Hopefully that works.
It seems better.
It does seem better. Okay,
Yay!
good.
All right, what we got going on here?
I moved us on to the next topic.
Oh, I see. Oh.
So, from the Hill, Apple iPhones adding pregnant man and pregnant person emojis. Yes.
What does the person look like?
You're gonna see.
How is it? Wait, what's just a person?
That's the pregnant man.
Uh-huh.
Where's the pregnant person? Oh, did they not put the pregnant person? Hold on. Let's
I love how it has the biting lips next to the pregnant man. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But let me, this is a small little snippet and I'll pull it up.
Okay.
Well, you're telling me what you think. Apple is adding emojis of a pregnant man and a pregnant person to iPhones later this year. Just for the record, the pregnant person kind of looks like that previous host, but pregnant in a gray t-shirt. So just to give you an idea, the additions are part of the iOS 15.4 update for the cell phones. Well, of course, like what? The first unveiled by Jane Solomon, Emojipedia senior emoji lexicographer, said in September blog post when announcing the new emojis that they may be used for representation by trans men, non-binary people, or women with short hair.
Oh.
How does that make it never mind, with women with short hair? Of course, these emojis is not limited to these groups. Solomon wrote that the new emojis can be utilized as a tongue-in-cheek way to display a food baby, a very full stomach caused by eating a large meal. Okay, well, at least they're trying to be a little more practical.
Emojis that seriously?
I don't know.
That you're like, oh my God, I wanted to put I'm pregnant and I have short hair and I'm not represented because they all have long hair. Like, I still put the one, hello. I still put the one with like dark hair on there. I'm not going to be like, oh, whoops.
I would like to introduce you to the gentleman who made my logos, Mr. JT Gunter.
How are you?
Yeah, it's going to get real weird up in here now with the comments.
I don't know why we got that freaking static again.
I don't know. It's a part of live streaming. Something always goes wrong. Additional new emojis announced with the pregnant man and pregnant person options include gender inclusive alternatives to the Prince and Princess emojis and 15 handshake skin tone 15?
Why is it 15?
I don't know. JT asks because Apple, we're getting pregnant man and pregnant person emojis. And I am going to pull them. The article didn't show them, so I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to find them. Yeah, but yeah, let me know what you think there, Nadine, because you're the one who's never,
Yeah, like I said, I don't know why you take emojis that seriously. Apparently that lady's job, she takes that really damn seriously. A couple different like names in her thing. It just it reminds me for some reason talking in depth about emojis is like about the Emoji Movie. Like, do these emojis have feelings? Like,
No.
I don't know.
You know what's funny is that I
it's so separated from reality.
I just reloaded the article and it's not even going to show it. So hold on, I'm going to find another one. This is a maybe might do it. There you go. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm discombobulated tonight. There you go.
Oh, there we go. A short-haired princess.
Yeah, that is the pregnant person
Person.
and the pregnant man.
I don't know. I really don't know. And what I hate about all this is it makes it seem like the majority of people, this is the majority, but it's not. It's not the majority of people, like even on the planet.
I mean, I'm all for, being, bringing everybody in and trying to let everybody be who they want to be. But
yeah, oh, obviously. And we've had this discussion before, but it's kind of like, it's weird. Where does it end?
JT says, I saw that must be for those junior fans. No, it's taking it to a whole new level is what it's doing. And it's not just letting people be who they want to be, it's putting it on everybody else. And that's, I think, where a lot of people are hesitant with.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it's I thought that was kind of an ironic little tip.
I mean, kind of staying on the same speed there.
Shut up, dude.
I was watching.
Well, the running joke is, and I know you probably don't know this, is that I basically started the funny joke is that I started interviewing mostly women because only women would respond to being interviewed, and you were the second one to do so. And then, of course, it's been kind of an on running joke that I only have women on, so that's where he's going with that.
But I was seeing recently about Caitlyn Jenner being like pissed off about what we were talking about with the sports, the women's sports and stuff like that. And I was like, I think that's great, like, because it's not fair. So to have somebody, who is a part of that community speak up and say that it's not fair, it's kind of cool.
I would agree. I would absolutely agree. There's also a very prominent person. Her name is Blair White. She's a transgender individual. Very convincing. And she's spoken out against it too, because she's like, you can't change who you are. She's like, you can change the way you look and live your life accordingly, but you can't force it on other people.
Yeah.
That
it's true.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I know we're kind of covering these topics quickly, but we're already over halfway done, so time's kind of getting away from us, and I know we're both busy. We both got to work tomorrow. So moving on. I love it when celebrities put their foot in their mouth. Here, hold on. I'm going to mute your mic because I think that's like the weird static. Well, I read this real quick, and then I'll let you respond. Yeah, that did it. It's a weird reverberation. I don't know why. We've never had that before, but we'll fix it. Anyway, so Trevor Noah had some fun with Fox News being mad over Biden's commitment to nominating a black woman to the Supreme Court. Scrolling down, the president of the United States said before he was elected that he would be Yeah, JT Trevor Noah is a tool. He's a giant tool. So just to fill you in real quick, Biden said before he won his presidency that if nominated, he would nominate a Supreme Court, the very first Supreme Court's black woman justice. So I kind of, which is kind of funny because that flies in the face of the Civil Rights Act of 1965. You can't discriminate against somebody or show favoritism against somebody based on their skin color. Give me 1 second. Sorry, that's just on Wednesday night's edition of the Daily Show, Noah shared a highlight reel of some of the most amazing tone-deaf quotes to come from Fox News team. We don't care because seemingly Sean Hannity obviously did 20 cents or irony or history, was offended that right off the bat Biden is excluding all potential candidates that are not African-American women. Tucker Carlson, meanwhile, empath that he is, suggested that you almost got the impression that Joe Biden believes all black women are the same, that they're identical. That is exactly why decent Americans hated segregation. It's dehumanizing people. And why isn't there an American Indian on the court or a gender queer? Why isn't there an Afghan refugee under the consideration for Carlson also snarkily suggested that the obvious choices to fill the basically the seat vacancy was Bridget Floyd, sister of George Floyd, which wasn't racist at all. Jeez. So obviously some of that is satire. This has been kind of making the rounds because they announced that I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He's the oldest justice on the Supreme Court. He's in his 80s, and they announced his retirement. Did you mute yourself or did I? Oh, I thought I unmuted you. I'm sorry. I thought I unmuted you.
It's okay.
Yeah, I feel like this is disgusting. And it's well, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to politics, first of all.
I know. Yeah,
and
I know.
It's just like a freaking nightmare. But also, like you said, like you can't, like, you're saying that you're going to include somebody, but you're also like excluding everybody else in who could be a potential candidate. You know what I mean? So it's like forced including in a way. It's just weird. I don't know. This whole thing with all this stuff, like it's going to be this person and it's going to be a woman and everything, like I don't know. I thought we got over all that shit in like the early 2000s, dude. Like I thought it was all done and we were okay. And then it's just like a regurgitation, and it's like, here's the problem. We still have a huge problem, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, are there some places, that there may be issues with people? Sure. I mean, and people are going to have issues with each other all the time. But I just personally don't feel like it's as big of a deal as everybody makes it seem. I mean, and especially like where I live, it's like a weird mix of like rednecks and like hood and like some suburban stuff. Like we got all kinds of stuff going on here, but like,
and you live way up north.
Anybody like really have like problems with each other?
Yeah, and you live way up north. I live way down south in the U.S. and you live way up north. So the fact that both the demographics, normal people don't react like this. It's only from one group of people.
Yeah.
JT, you must live in Houston. No, he's making a joke because Tabitha, the one that we started the video with, she lives in, let's just say, I'll tell you behind the scenes, she lives in a store north of me, but you're well north of her. And I said she lives up north, so he's making a joke about that.
Gotcha.
Before we get to the last topic here, I want to shout outs to the gentleman in the chat who was very nice that stopped by, because he is the one who does all the graphics for my channel. He made this, which is gorgeous. I gave him no input. I gave him what I had previously, told him to go nuts, take creative freedom, and he did. He made this banner, which is gorgeous.
Nice.
I mean, it's absolutely awesome. He's got a talent, he's got a phenomenal talent. You can find him on Instagram under Gunter Graphics, and you can also find him on Twitter. He is America's ass. That's right. Formerly, "Oh Captain, My Captain," which is a Steve Rogers Captain America reference. But he put a poll out, and does she live with the tree folk? She definitely lives up close to
Pretty
some
much,
tree
yes.
folk. Yes, yeah. That should give you an idea. She lived with them tree folk. No, JT does a great job. He is extremely talented, and he's going to be working on 2 more logos for me. But I'm gonna give him a week and a half off because I got family in town next week. So, but the final topic, and then we are going to wrap it because I know that we're both tired, and
our
we're just
sound is crappy. What the heck?
I know. We'll
What
get
are
it
you gonna
figured
do?
out. I think I have an idea how to fix it, but we'll have to talk about it after the stream. So,
Okay.
the final one is from Cinema Blend. Comedian Brad Williams weighs in after Peter Dinklage and Disney exchanged words over Snow White.
Oh, I saw about that, but I didn't see this guy. Okay, what's he got to say?
Okay, yeah, no, I didn't see this. So this is brand new. For those who missed out on Peter Dinklage's comments, the actor said that despite Disney being progressive with its casting of Snow White, the studio is still choosing to adapt a classic fairy tale that he sees as fucking backwards. I have no problem saying that because fuck it. With the depictions of dwarfs. First off, dwarfs are mythological characters. They're not talking about real world people with dwarfism. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
On one hand, the comedian Brad Williams, who is also of a dwarfist stature, he suffers from dwarfism. Brad Williams agrees with Peter Dinklage about it being somewhat regressive to bring Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs to the big screen again with regards to the title Seven Men. Even if a Latina actress has been cast as Snow White, which they have, a role often played by a white actress because literally in the fairy tale, its skin is white as snow. And they're in Scandinavia. They're in European countries. It's a German. Anyway, it's part of the Scandinavian countries. It's up there.
Yeah, I don't think it really actually it tells you, but it's a Nordic area.
Yes. Yeah, so it's like, come on, man. But on the other hand, Williams acknowledged that the movie could be a way for him, along with other performing little people, to get a role in a major motion picture, obviously, as Peter Dinklage did. Thinking outside the box, Brad Williams also suggested a way Disney's live-action Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs could be progressive without causing issues with the dwarfism community, and it would require setting the prince, who shows up at the end to the sidelines, in the comedian's words. But yeah, I think there's a way to fix it. I think there's a way you can still do progressive Snow White and not offend the dwarves. Like, make Snow White end up with one of the dwarves. This has got to be satire. How about that? I mean, she goes for a prince who made out with her while she was legally dead. I mean, that's kind of creepy, right? Yeah, he's so fucking with them.
Oh my god.
He's being an ass, and I love it. Brad Williams added that all the seven dwarves are self-made as diamond miners. That's right. Have a nice house and won't hesitate to protect her, whereas the prince radiates, "Do you know who my father is?" energy. The interviewer brought up how people think that Dinklage is single-handedly taking away roles from seven little people because of his Snow White comments. I would agree. basically Hollywood is doing that more by not providing more roles to little people, while Dinklage is pretty much the only one working in Hollywood that doesn't play stereotypical dwarf roles. Got the coof, huh? No, just kidding. I think we've all had the coof by this point. Time will tell how Disney's live-action version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs differs from the animated movies Disney released in 1937. That said, in addition to Rachel Zegler, the remake's cast includes Gal Gadot as the evil queen. Really? The evil queen? JT says Peter's just mad because he is always last to know if it's raining. Fuck. That's what happens when you're lowest to the ground. You also have a real risk of drowning in a flood. In a flood, I mean, a foot of water on the street. That's really not nice. We're probably gonna get hit for that. That's gonna be my fault. That's why we're on my channels. Andrew Burnap as an unidentified male lady who's neither the prince nor the huntsman. Interesting. The Amazing Spider-Man's Mark Webb is directing the feature. Snow White, well, at least it's not Kurtzman, who's ruined Star Trek. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs so that's basically, I definitely think he's being satirical, if you ask me. But it's just like, what's the point? Like, why mess with a classic fairy tale?
And there's people that I talk to, that are like, we didn't ask for this. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like they're the companies, the studios and stuff like act like people need this. This is what they want. They want representation. But then people are also like, and we didn't ask for it. Like, I don't understand. And I don't like, that's the thing where it's like, oh, progressive because Snow White is Latina, but like, that's literally what the freaking Brothers Grimm wrote the story about her skin color being white. And it wasn't to be mean. It was just like,
literally the fairy tale. It's literally a product of them traveling around Europe, and probably what I think they were traveling around like the 1200s or something.
I really think if you want to be progressive, let's like do the Brothers Grimm like as they were originally written, like let's do Cinderella where the sisters actually cut their fucking toes off. How about that? Because and cut their heels off with like rusty butcher knives, because that's like literally how the story goes.
Yep.
So let's start from the beginning and start with dismemberment, and then we'll be okay. Like,
well, that would be the most honest representation. I'll tell you that right now.
Right.
I think there would be adults. Be like the Saw version of Cinderella. Adults would be like terrified to go see it. Like, oh my god!
You're going back to like, this is actually what the story was like.
I would probably. I don't like gory and like Saw type movies. I think they're over the top. But I'd probably actually watch that just to see how like nuts they went with it. Of course, people are gonna be like,
shoving a bloody stump into a glass slipper just so they can marry a prince.
It fits.
I can't walk, but it
Good
fits.
God, that's hilarious. Oh,
we're gonna saying too. I saw something about Peter Dinklage, and then they were like, well, he didn't have a problem, playing a drunken womanizer, but like, why all of a sudden is he saying like about this movie? And then he was like, and they live in a cave, and I'm like, did you even read the story? Like, they have their own damn house. They don't live in a cave. They have their own house.
No, these people talk out their ass. JT says real quick, well, I have to go. Have a great weekend. Have fun with your family. Nice meeting you, Nadine. Yeah, appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you stopping by, JT, and always the best. So we'll have to continue to follow this because I know Disney put out a statement about, we were looking at trying to, do something different with these 7 characters going forward, and it's just a PR statement, but I don't really care. It's standard PR bullshit. So we're getting close to the hour mark, so I say let's take us out. Go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you.
My YouTube channel is Multifaceted with Nadine. So I do makeup tutorials, but mostly just sit and talk to anybody who comes into the live stream. So we talk about whatever. And on Twitter at Hope Warrior 615.
Oh, also, starting the last Thursday of every month, I'm gonna play Silent Producer. Well, she does her Thursday night, the last Thursday of every month. She's gonna be doing her makeup, and I have a larger following on my main channel of individuals who would probably very much enjoy her makeup tutorials. So I will play Silent Producer, and she gets to be the only one on screen for the majority of the time. I'll probably be on for like 2 minutes, and then I'll hop in the back. So look for that at the end of next month, and I will definitely advertise it. So
Awesome.
awesome. Well, everybody knows where to find me. Whatever. So I appreciate everybody stopping by. Nadine, thank you. I'm glad we got a chance to do this tonight. And well, you and I will discuss possibly doing it maybe earlier next week and see if we can't get something done. So, all right. I'll see everybody later. Appreciate you guys stopping by. It was always a blast.
Thanks.